Hey, I want to do another quick video about, this one would be why you see so many effeminate men in, like, these occultic circles, or, people who are more, you know, into, like, secret societies, or, I don't know, or into very alternative things, like witchcraft, or maybe martial arts. I don't know. Martial arts is more balance, or so that I guess the people who do martial arts do have healthy like hormone systems. But I've read a lot and seen a lot of how like when there are these Wiccan espots celebrating the moon or whatever, when they have these like pagan rituals, a lot of earth religions, they recognize that gender is a very interesting thing that you can toy with. Like, that's why the pentacle is a symbol of Wicca. The circle and the pentagram, the star. I think the star is feminine and the circle is masculine, maybe, but I don't know. But anyways, it just symbolizes the union of both, because like pagans recognize that neither means anything without the other. So, feminized men, masculized women is something you'll see a lot of in, yes, these heathenistic, uh, pagan, uh, circles of people who, are into like not organized religion, or if they are, like Wicca is not really organized. I don't think it sort of is, but no. Um, because I mean, if you haven't heard of, there's something called a rebus. Rebus, uh, I read about it when I read the book, everything about alchemy. The Idiot's Complete Guide to Alchemy, the ancient art of alchemy, because there was this big thing that the alchemists loved to get to called the rebus, or you made the rebus, usually of yourself, because that's the thing about alchemy. The difference between alchemy and chemistry is, in alchemy, the person operating it, the alchemist or the chemist, like Isaac Newton, the guy doing it, he would change himself with the substance he was changing. So it needed to take place on both levels. It needed to take place in the physical level with the substance or chemicals, or lead, or quicksilver, whatever sulfur you're using. It also needed to take place like within the person doing it. And so Ribus was a like half mudblood, what they call a mudblood. No, not mudblood, but it was a composite of these two energies, these two different energies. Because I mean, the alchemists represent a lot in their drawings. When they use birds, a lot to represent certain volatile chemicals, mercurial chemicals, like a flying bird would be one that's like getting off the ground. It's a volatile, feminine energy. And I guess a bird who can't walk, or maybe a land animal like an ox or something, that would represent fixation, like masculine energy. It's more grounded on the ground. It's slow and methodical. Like, if you haven't realized, there's magic in these words. That's how people come up with them. Like, flamboyant is one, because flame and buoyant, like buoyancy, like, you know, floating on the water, like feminine energy, I guess, is it's light. So it's light, so you know, like floating on the water, buoyant, and flamer, like, you know, the fire of men, the drive they have, or whatever the strength. Uh, let's see, flamboyant, yeah, that's why there's, like, terms like flaming gay, or something. I know, because, so feminized men, masculized women, very important to the whole occultist, you know, finding out the truth about society, about how the world works. You need both energies, and it's easy to do because, like, in food, the food that we eat is very easy to control how it affects the body. Like, flax seeds are a great way to, I guess, feminizing men. But there's also, like, cabbage or anything in the cabbage family, I think. Like Brussels sprouts. They're good for getting rid of female hormones, excess female hormones, and let's see, there's flax seeds, and the alcohol, of course, is, I know a lot of people don't, they probably aren't thinking about this when they're binging on alcohol, but it destroys your testosterone. It's like, you know, alcohol is, well, it's not just bad for your hormones, it's bad for, I think, there are a lot of problems with it, so it's not something I welcome into my life. Alcohol. What else? Bananas are good for, you know, giving you testosterone. See, I guess seafood, cashews, like nuts, think figs are, oh no, it's not just food, definitely not food, there's also the action, what you do in the world, like, I think climbing trees is a good way to get masculine energy, or, you know, going out and doing things like archery, or things that you'd imagine a person like Hercules doing. Hercules from the Greek mythology, you know, things that just, they seem like you need a certain perspective, like masculine perspective, to do things. You know, masculine is like scientific, it's precise, it puts things in a box. Like, the difference is, like, feminine energy is, I guess, in the beginning of the universe, where it was just chaos all around, like, chaotic, untamed, unfounded, totally unorganized, without order energy. That's more feminine, and, you know, masculine is once we've, like, you know, now that science has come so far to, like, be able to control the force of nature, like use microscopes, telescopes, I guess how we know certain chemicals react, and how we have mnemonic devices and labels for all this stuff to classify it and keep it under our understanding. So, you know, because before there was, like, all this classification, like, there were all these different trees, or different animal species, there were different types of gems, minerals, different types of rocks, different types of books written about different things. that had all these different meanings, all these different properties, qualities to them, and like people didn't really keep track of them, so people didn't keep track of it, so it was you know, I guess life was harder back then. It was harder to keep track of and understand things. Like an example of feminine energy was the library system before the Dewey Decimal System. Because, I mean, libraries before the Dewey Decimal System and before calling numbers, for calling cards, they didn't have any organization to the way they just stocked books. They just put it kind of based on, like, color or, I don't know, maybe how pretty the cover was or the size of the books. Maybe they did on subject, I don't know, but I mean the Dewey Decimal System was definitely a good, that's the masculine taming of the feminine. So the Dewey Decimal System was a good way to get the books under our control. So now we can just, it's easy to be able to just look up the number. And other examples would be, I guess, a blank canvas or at the start, like splatter paint, or I don't know, something that's totally without structure, without order. Like, I don't know, probably food, like recipes. Pioneer women had to, like, they didn't have recipes, they just made food however they felt like it. Like, maybe they were trying to make pudding and they felt like, oh, I want to add brown sugar, or I want to add cinnamon, or I want to add cornstarch, because I feel like these things should go together. And, like, now that we have recipes, you know what the outcome is can be. So that'd be like masculine energy. The Rebus, it's like, you can feminize because we're in control. Stay away.